everyone, this is Abby and Brittany from Big Brothers Big Sisters. If you've been watching or listening to our podcast, you know that we've been promoting our campaign, Match Madness, with the goal of matching 10 children off of our waiting list. We're halfway through the month, so we'd like to provide everyone with an update.
We've had 6 people become new bigs in the program. We've also had 10 new children enroll as littles, which means that we need even more bigs. Regarding sponsorships for this campaign, Dover Chemical is committed to supporting a match for 3 months. Also, Dover Philly Credit Union and McFadden Insurance Agency have both committed to sponsoring a match for 6 months. We're still looking for $3,600 in sponsorships to meet our goal. And of course, we have our presenting sponsor, Republic State Mortgage.
At Republic State Mortgage, they build relationships one home at a time. They lend money so you can invest in the real estate market. They are located at 123 4th Street Southwest in New Philadelphia. They specialize in FHA, USDA, VA, and conventional loans, and they are local lending experts. They love face-to-face applications, but with the current conditions, they also give their borrowers the option to apply online. You can check them out at republicstatemortgage.com for all of your purchase and refinance needs. Their NMLS number is 62411.
One big reason we're running this campaign is due to the number of children on our waiting list. We have 26 kids waiting for a big, and 22 are between the ages of 11 and 16. On today's episode, we'll be talking with 2 of our community-based big sisters who are currently mentoring teenagers. Can you both introduce yourselves and tell us how long you've been part of the program?
My name's Courtney Daniels, and even though it seems like it's been years and years and years, Hannah and I have been matched for 3 years.
Mary Newman, and Emily and I have been matched since 2016, so 4 years.
Okay.
Awesome. Do you remember how young your little was when you were first matched, and how old are they each now?
Hannah was 13 when we first got matched, and she is talking every day about how she's almost 17. She's very excited about that.
Emily was 11, and she'll actually be 15 in 4 days.
Oh, wow. What has the experience been like to mentor a child and to see them grow through different stages?
It's been really rewarding, but also challenging, more so on myself to make sure that I'm being a good influence to her and trying to help lead her in a good way. But it has really been great to see her grow as a person, as a student, as an athlete, as a Christian, just as an all-around person. It's been a really great experience to see that.
I have to just say yes to everything that you just said. I think being a mentor to Emily has probably been one of the most worthwhile things I've done in my life. It's probably one of the most selfless things that I've done. And to influence somebody else's life and try to be there for them, it's so rewarding. So I would encourage everyone to do that.
Wonderful.
So you've kind of moved into their teen years through your matches. How have activities and conversations changed as your match relationship has developed?
So when we first started, there was a lot of shyness and confidence issues that we had to get over. So our first couple times together were, swimming or walking or things like that, just to get to know each other. And our conversations were very, what I would call surface conversations, how's school going? School's going really great. Math maybe isn't going so good. Conversations like that. After 3 years, we talk about everything, and I love it. I never know what's going to happen when we hang out. So now we have more hobby-focused hangouts. So we'll craft. We really like to eat food and ice cream, and that was something that we've learned over 3 years, is if there's food involved, we are there. So just the other day we hung out and we went to Dairy Queen, we got ice cream, and we sat and talked for hours. And our conversations are more about friends, relationships, deeper conversations where we can both kind of confide in each other and bounce ideas off of each other or kind of learn and grow from each other. So we've kind of gone from this surface relationship to this really deep, almost like an actual sister bonded relationship where we can be completely open with each other and be able to have that open communication.
Again, repeat of that. Our conversations were extremely superficial, and I have to be honest and say, excuse me, that that probably has continued for, I'd say, up until maybe 6-8 months ago, where I feel like I finally have gained her trust, and we talk about more specific things, more personal things. She finally, I think I have gained her trust, and yeah, anything's on the table. And primarily my job is just listening, but initially it was just, going for walks, getting to know each other, which, as I said, took actually several years to do, but now we do scrapbooking, and I'm not really a scrapbooker, but we just use it to chronologically document our activities. And yesterday we made meatloaf, so.
And that's been really cool for us as well as mentoring specialists to see that connection grow, and just see your littles start to open up and really trust their bigs, because we can kind of see when that happens. And that's a really, really cool experience for us to watch as well. We found that many individuals are hesitant to mentor an older child, sometimes because they feel they don't have the experience or feel it'll bring challenges they aren't prepared to handle. Have you ever had these thoughts or fears of not being able to handle a situation that may arise in your little's life?
Yes. There have been times where I think, oh my gosh, I am not the person that can help her through this. And then I realize she just needs someone to talk to. She just wants someone to love her and hang out with her and have fun with her, an unbiased person to just care for her. I'm not her family. I'm not required to love her, And so at first I was like, I can't do this. There's no way I can do this. And I was really hard on myself. And then I realized, how hard is it to care about someone who you naturally care about? It's not hard. It's really easy. And that's all she needs. She just needs someone to be in her corner. Sometimes I give her advice, and usually she takes it, which is really good. But she just needs someone to be there to listen and to not judge her. And I think that's easier than I thought it was going to be.
There's been a lot of difficult situations, things that I've experienced with Emily that I had never encountered before in my life. But I committed to her, and that's what I have to constantly show her, that I'm not going to abandon her. I don't have all the answers. If I don't have them, Big Brothers Big Sisters is there to help me out. And I think it's important for her to know that I don't have all the answers, but I'll help her navigate through them. Mm-hmm. But I think, as Courtney said, most importantly is just for her to know that I am going to be there. I'm not going to judge her. I'm going to be a good listener and just share what my life experiences have been if they can help her.
And I think that's really important, to piggyback off of you, Mary. I think sharing our life experiences really helps them understand that they're not the only person going through these things. And even if I haven't shared some of the things that Hannah's going through, I know people who have had those same experiences. So I can still talk to her about that. And I think it's really important to show them that they're not the only ones going through that. Yeah.
And I think it's been really important to those littles too, just to have someone who says, I'm here for you. I'll listen to you, and I'll be here and I'll help you through it. Even if I haven't been through it, I will do my best to just help you in any way that I can. I think that's been very impactful on your littles and also the other littles in the program. So why have you two continued to remain bigs even when it's been challenging?
Because I love Hannah. Our relationship is very easy, and we're very fortunate in that you guys do a really great job of matching littles and bigs. You figure out what everyone likes, and you make sure that there's common interests, common personality types. And I think that makes it easy during the challenging times. If you guys didn't care so much about how your matches matched up, for lack of a better word, it would be a bigger struggle. But you guys work really hard in making sure that personalities and hobbies and everything match so well. So even during the times where I don't know what to say to her, or I don't know how to help lead her through life situations, we're so similar that it's still an easy conversation, like you said, to at least try and help guide her through it. Plus, we just have a lot of fun, and so, there's the hard times, there's the difficult times, but we have more positive, fun, creative, hilarious moments that the challenging times, for lack of a better word, don't really weigh the relationship down.
We've had our share of challenges. And in contrast to you, Courtney, when we were matched, the very first time when you meet with your little and you have a sheet that you've answered questions, what's your interests and hobbies. And when I looked at Emily's and mine, I thought, we can't be further apart. But you had the wisdom to know that we were a good match, and we are a good match. We've kind of brought out the best of each other. She is such a sensitive person. For instance, when we first met, I had down that, what do I like to do? I love to go shopping, I'll admit it. Her number one thing that she hates to do, go shopping. She likes sports. I am not athletic at all, but we have found common ground. And it's just been really good. And like I said, there's been challenges, but she has to learn that life isn't easy. It's not easy for anybody. So she's not alone there. And some unique situations that she's encountered, she just knows that I'm going to be there for her. And that is my commitment to her. So there were times when I thought maybe our match wasn't going to make it. It wasn't cool to have a big, and we are in the same school system. So sometimes she'd walk down the hall and act like she doesn't know who I am, but it's okay. I've gotten to know her and she's gotten to know me. And I just, like I said before, I'm not going to abandon her. And I don't think that's even a concern anymore.
That's awesome.
Why do you think it's important for kids at this age to have a big?
I think a child knowing that someone who doesn't have to care about them cares about them is extremely important. We've talked before about how really anybody can be a little. And a lot of the littles do have home life situations where maybe they don't have a male mentor, or they don't have a female mentor, or someone to look up to and learn from. There are some kids, like in my case, where they do have a father and mother both at home, and they have those good relationships, but it doesn't hurt to have extra people who are in your corner, who are helping you through life, helping to navigate these waters that as a teenager seem so ridiculously hard to get through. And I think that's why it's so beneficial. I mean, I benefit from having a mentor. I look to people, even like Mary. I've had conversations with Mary where I'm like, oh my gosh, you're such a great person to look up to. And I think that's important for any person in any household, in any state of life or anything. It's good to have people who are on your side, no matter what.
I think sometimes just some people's lives are chaotic and they just have a lot going on, and it's just refreshing for a teenager to know they have somebody who is unbiased. They are going to listen. They're not going to tell them what to do. They're going to help them look at their situation and let them problem solve and just be a support person. Just somebody that you can trust. I think, as you said, Courtney, everybody needs that in their life.
Oh yeah, trust is huge.
These kids just need someone who can be there for them.
Yep.
To put it simply.
Yep.
Yes.
A little bit of time. That's all they need. So easy.
It is.
Courtney, you just touched on this a little bit, but we have many types of children and families in our program. There aren't any requirements to become a little, as we feel that all children can benefit from having a relationship with a kind and caring adult. As Big Brothers Big Sisters staff, we get to know each individual child, and we identify a big who we feel can fit their needs and interests. How do each of you relate and connect with your littles?
We're really lucky because Hannah and I are the same person. We're just a couple years difference in age. Her and I are very similar in personality, hobbies, everything. We even look the same. Funny story for you. We hung out yesterday for the first time, or maybe it was a couple days ago, for the first time in maybe 1 or 2 weeks. And we had both dyed our hair red during that time period. So we both walk up to each other and we're like, hey, I like your hair. We're both redheads now. I'm not kidding you. We are the same person. So, so we relate to each other on every facet of life. Is that the question?
Yes,
Sorry, I get talking about Hannah and I can ramble for hours. It's a pretty relatable relationship. And people even think sometimes that she actually is my little sister. When I say, hey, I'm hanging out with my little sister, they're like, oh, which one? I'm like, no, not my actual sisters, Hannah, my little sister. And they're like, oh, okay.
Emily and I have a very large age gap. between us. I am her friend, but I'm her friend in a mentor capacity. I don't try to be one of her girlfriends just because of that age discrepancy. She just needs somebody to listen to her. So I try to do my best because I'm not always such a good listener, but I try really hard to be with Emily. And what kind of has evolved with us is that she likes to bounce ideas off of me, which I'm complimented by that, just to get my perspective, because I think that's her primary thing. She just needs somebody to listen to her. So that's kind of how we operate. Just use my life experiences. And what I try really hard to do is I try to have her come up with solutions and problem solve it herself, and just kind of like, well, do you think that's going to work? Or let's think more about that. And so that's where we are.
And that helps a lot with building self-confidence and just her becoming more independent.
Absolutely.
And so you can kind of see just through conversations and everyday interactions with your littles how they're building those life skills. It's extremely important for children to have as many positive influence in their lives as possible, because these kids, especially teenagers, need people who believe in their potential. Through working with both you and your littles, we've seen the positive impact you've both had and feel your littles have made huge strides through having your encouragement and support. Both your littles have said how you've helped them through hard times and have stood by their side even when things were difficult. So we thank you both for that.
No problem.
Is there any growth or development you've seen in your littles that you want to talk about? I know you shared already a little bit, but is there anything else that comes to mind?
Our biggest challenge is confidence. And by our, I mean both of us. Both of us are always working on confidence. And from 13-year-old Hannah to 16-year-old Hannah, her confidence has skyrocketed. I love it. She's found her own sense of style. She has really grown in her art. And those are things that when we first got matched were not like apparent at all. So her confidence has really, really grown. And that's been really cool. And it's fun because I can learn from her confidence, because I did not have confidence like that in high school at all. So it's really cool to learn from her in that aspect, and also at the same time be teaching her to be more confident. And then we also work on decision making, because decision making is something we both also struggle with. So the growth in that aspect, before, when we first got matched, it was a lot of me making the decisions of what we were going to do. And now I try to challenge Hannah to make those decisions. And it's funny because she'll say, well, can you give me some ideas? And then I'll pick from those ideas. And I say, absolutely. And that's kind of how we navigate through setting up our outings. But those are kind of the two biggest things. I got really lucky. She's great with school. She's a really good kid. She listens to her parents. So I got very lucky in kind of like the goals department, where we kind of just focus on those like personality or like life goals, like confidence, decision-making, loving yourself, all of those things. And she has come a long way in 3 years. Yeah. She's almost like a completely different person. Yeah. It's great. I love it.
You just take the words right out of my mouth. No, it just reinforces how important it is. Emily has grown in maturity exponentially. When I first met her, she had beautiful long hair, but she would put it down over her face so you couldn't see her. She kind of like tried to hide herself. She has confidence now. We still have a ways to go, but I have seen great strides in that. She is mature beyond her years, and she's letting that come out. And I think that's just a part of her confidence. She's just a really special person. And I think she's finally realizing that about herself, and she's valuing herself. She's starting to think about her future. She's starting to make goals that are in the distant future, which it was just kind of hour by hour, day by day. A lot of things she just didn't care about. I think she did, but that was just the attitude. So I've seen a lot of improvement there.
That just gave me chills.
Yeah, she finally has pride in herself, and she's finding herself, her personality and her style and what's important to her. And she's not so much worried about what other people are thinking anymore, which I am just so proud of her.
And we love hearing that you're seeing that confidence in them, and that they're valuing themselves, and that they're loving themselves. And that's so important, especially in that age group. That is incredibly important.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So when our littles in our community-based program graduate high school or turn 18, they age out. Do you feel that you'll stay matched until your littles graduate?
100%. If Hannah will have me, she's stuck with me.
Again, yes, because this is a relationship that I'm going to always be there for. As long as she wants me to be a part of her life, I am there.
It's wonderful.
At Big Brothers Big Sisters, long-lasting match relationships are our goal, as we believe that mentoring relationships do not just help the child in the present, but impact them in ways that will positively affect their future. So we think that's really awesome.
To be a mentor, you don't need specific skills or past experience. It's all about just being there for a child who needs someone in their corner, as many of the children on our waiting list do. Is there anything you've learned from being in a match relationship?
I think I've learned that it's easier than I thought it was going to be. At first, it was this daunting thing of, oh my gosh, I have to, try and whatever, be with this child that I don't know. And it's one of the easiest and best decisions I've ever made. So I do, like you said, Mary, I challenge people to take that risk. It is definitely the most selfless decision I've made. It's the easiest decision I've made. I was a little worried at first, but your staff is amazing and helps lead through the process. And it's been great for me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
I thought about it for a long time, probably years before I actually did it. I am so glad that I did. I think that she has probably made more of a difference in my life than I've made in hers. To be able to nurture another human being that needs you, what greater accomplishment is there than that? So I'm grateful for that. She's an amazing person, and to get to see this amazing person grow is fabulous. And as you said, Courtney, you don't have to have any experience. You don't have to have any skills. You don't have to be rich. You don't have to be educated. You just have to care about another person.
Yep.
We need people who are willing to invest in the lives of these teens. What would you say to encourage people to become bigs?
Let's make the call. Just call you guys. I was in the same boat as Mary. I drug my feet and I drug my feet and I drug my feet. And finally I said, fine, I need to just talk to them. How hard can it be? And as soon as I made that call, everything was explained to me. And it was like every step after picking up the phone and saying, hey, I think I want to do this. And I think I even said, I have a lot of reservations about this. And I think Bev was the one that I talked to. She walked me through every question I had. I think my initial interview was so long because I had so many questions. But just pick up the phone and call. And you folks at Big Brothers Big Sisters will help lead that person through the steps, find the right match, and then lead them through the match. I text Brittany constantly. Hey, I have this question. Hey, I have this problem. Hey, what about this? And Brittany always responds, I think within seconds. You're like the best ever. And so I don't feel like I'm alone, which is nice. I'm not doing this by myself. I'm doing it with your whole team, which is great. So yeah, I just challenge people, just call. If anybody has ever thought about it, just call.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to belong to something that's bigger than yourself. Like I said before, you don't have to have any special skills. You just have to have a heart. You don't have to come up with a lot of ideas. Big Brothers and Big Sisters will guide you. They will be there for you. They connect with you often just to see your progress. You have meetings with them, but don't be intimidated by that. It might only be, very infrequently. But they're always there. They provide activities for you. Sometimes people are generous and donate tickets, and you can go to events, but it could just be something simple like kicking a soccer ball or taking a walk. Again, you don't have to invest money. You just have to invest yourself in time.
Hanging out at the park.
Yeah.
That's what we did for like the first 4 or 5 matches or outings, I guess I should say. Cheap and easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, thank you both for being such amazing bigs to 2 of our little sisters. We know their lives have been changed forever because of your influence, and we hope you know how much you mean to the Big Brothers Big Sisters agency.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Now we'd like to introduce you to one of our waiting littles. Can you introduce yourself and tell us how old you are?
My name is Micah, and 15.
Micah's been on our waiting list for 6 months. Micah, do you want a big brother or a big sister?
Big brother.
Big brother. And why do you want a big?
Because my mom's fiance, he used to do like stuff with me all the time, and now he really doesn't do anything with me anymore. So that's how we started getting into the program.
Okay, so you just want somebody to hang out with and do activities with?
Yeah, like a father-like figure or something.
Okay, awesome.
We know that you have a big interest in sports. Can you tell us what sports you play?
I play football. That's really it, but I might play soccer. And I also play wrestling.
You like to watch sports too, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite sport to watch?
Probably football.
Favorite team?
Ohio State Buckeyes.
All right.
Do you have any other interests or hobbies?
I want to learn how to go mountain biking. I always wanted to visit Canada's mountain biking course.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
cool.
Like Cedar Point, and I also want somebody that helps me out with math, because I
Okay.
struggle a lot in that, and reading.
Okay. So a big that can help you with math and reading
Yeah,
would be helpful.
and like an outdoorsy type person too.
Outdoorsy. Okay.
So those are the kinds of activities you'd want to do with your big.
Okay. What do you feel that a big can teach you or help you with? I know you said math and reading. Is there anything else?
Probably like my confidence and depression and anxiety.
Okay. Do you think having a big could help you with those things?
Yeah.
All right.
Can you tell us a little bit about your family?
Like my family. What do you mean?
Like who you live with?
who I live with?
Yeah.
Got my mom, my stepdad, and I also live with a dog as well. 7 or 8 months old corgi.
Oh.
So yeah,
Dog's name?
Foxy.
So just a puppy.
Hmm.
Yeah. Is that the only pet that you have?
I have 2 frogs.
2 frogs. That's cool.
African dwarf frogs. They're blind, but they can like see shadows.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that.
they're weird, but they're cool.
So do you have any siblings?
Yes, but my real family sibling is like 38 or 39 years old, and she lives in Alabama, so can't really spend that much time with her. I have 2 stepsisters. One's named Megan, and one is Libby.
Okay. So are you the only child that lives in your house?
Yes.
Okay. So you're going into 8th grade this year?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Do you have any academic goals that you feel a big can help you with?
Probably, like I said, math and reading. I'm also pretty nervous about going into 8th grade.
Nervous about 8th grade?
I wish I could stay with my 7th grade science teacher.
Oh, okay. This would give you a chance to meet some new teachers, right?
Yep.
Do you still get to have classes with your friends in 8th grade?
I'm really not sure.
Not sure yet.
Yeah. Not even sure if there's going to be in school learning.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. Yep. Are there any other areas that you feel a big can support you in or talk with you about?
Probably bullying a lot.
Okay.
I get bullied.
Okay. So you get bullied at school?
Yeah.
Okay. So you think that a big may be able to help you cope with that and deal with that issue?
Yeah.
Okay.
Micah's mom wants him to have a big so he can have someone to spend time with and confide in. She hopes that a big can support him and help him deal with different life situations. It only takes 4 hours a month to be a big. Micah, what type of person would be the best big for you?
Probably a person who's not really outgoing, but they like to do stuff outside and just like I haven't really thought about that.
Okay.
Like, I guess just like being outdoorsy and
Do you think that he should like sports like you do? Would you relate well to someone who's athletic?
question one more time, please.
The question? Sure. Yeah. What type of person would be the best big for you?
Somebody athletic and like that likes to do stuff outside, likes to go places and explore.
Okay.
Because I've always wanted to go like into the woods and stuff and like just see what's out there.
Okay. So you need someone who's an adventurer type.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And what would you say to someone out there who's thinking of becoming a big?
I'd probably say just give them a call and like just gotta be there for them.
Okay. So big is someone who just needs to
Be there for
just
'em.
be there. Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to share about why you want to be in the program?
No, not really.
Well, thank you for being here today and talking with us. If you'd like to become a big and change the life of a child, you can contact us at 330-339-6916. For more information about our programs and sponsorship options, you can visit our website, bigsforkids.com, or like our Facebook page, Big Brothers Big Sisters of East Central Ohio.
Thank you again to Get Level Podcast Network and Deanna and Ruth Long from Republic State Mortgage for caring about our mission and the children in our community. Please continue to tune in each week for more episodes of the Big Brothers Big Sisters podcast.